Yeah, dog! A while back, when I first understood what Scientology was and that Tom Cruise was a member of it, I vowed never to go and see a Tom Cruise movie unless I absolutely had to. As if someone had a gun to my head and was threatening to kill me if I didn't watch it. However, I heard a lot of good things about the movie Valkyrie. So, with a little bit of mirth, I might add, I went to go and see it. And let me say, I am glad that I did. I know, this isn't my usual movie thing, shut up. But basically, the overall plot of Valkyrie is sort of a description of the time leading up to the July 20th attack on Hitler's life by a bunch of Nazis, and how not all of the Nazi Germany peoples liked Hitler. And it was a good movie, and I really liked it. I had to say my favorite part is when Tom Cruise got his hand lopped off. It was absolutely hilarious when he was trying to stuff the bomb into the bag, but he couldn't because his fucking arm was a stub. I shouldn't be laughing. Unfortunately, they also saw fit to take away his eye, which increased his badass factor. But you know what? I'll forgive that just because of the bag and the bomb. Anyway, so I really like this movie, and I didn't think I would. I thought I'd be like, it's mediocre, but dude, this was good. I mean, I didn't want to buy any Tom Cruise movies at all on DVD, but I might actually get this one because it was that good. So, I already gave you the basic overview of the plot. So, why did I like it so much? Because from what I know of history, that movie was fairly spot on. There was actually a lot of, and, I don't know the entire history behind the personal lives of everyone in July 20th incident, but still, it was good enough. And more importantly, it was one of the movies that didn't have a stupid fucking romantic subplot. I mean, sure, Tom Cruise had a wife who wasn't Katie Holmes, so haha on that. Sure, he had a wife, and he had kids, and, you could tell that they loved each other, and there were a few scenes that showed that. But you know what? It wasn't like this huge, I want to love you subplot shit type thing that ruined the whole movie. I hated, in the words of Ben-Yatzy Khosha, what would it be like if in some alternate universe there had to be a line dance in every single movie as opposed to a crappy romantic subplot? If a movie doesn't need one, don't give it one. Another thing I liked this movie for was that they decided not to use an excessive amount of blood. Maybe this is just because I've been watching Elfin Lied so much and I'm used to seeing people having their heads ripped off and geysers of high-pressure blood spewing into the ceiling, making it look like their head exploded rather than they were just killed. But, seeing Tom Cruise get shot and then just a little bullet hole, or Tom Cruise cut his throat with a fucking razor and just a little bit of blood, or, even just the little wet sand by his eye when it gets poked out. And, I can't really think of anyone else who got injured at the moment because Tom Cruise was everywhere, which gave me a little bit of a problem. But, I was able to forget mostly that the actor on the screen was Tom Cruise for most of the movie. So hooray for that. Although I did feel like he was going on a little bit of an ego trip because I thought he was the one who made this movie. I actually heard that he was kicked out of Germany and was allowed to film there because of it. Being a Scientologist, that is. Anyway, where was I going with that? Yes, there was a distinct lack of blood. And, sure, people got hurt and, there was blood, as I said. But it's not like it was everywhere and, one bullet wound was enough to spill like 15 liters of it, which would be impossible because humans don't have that much blood. Oof. And I like that. I think violence can be fun when the whole point of it is to be violent. For example, in a video game, or when you're going for stress relief. But when the point of a story isn't about being a psychopathic murderer who likes to stab people in the face, then you know what? Get rid of the blood. I mean, don't get rid of it. You need blood. But just don't make it go all over the place in excessive amounts that no human being could possibly bleed out. I also like how they gave you the impression that everyone was still speaking German and hadn't randomly just picked up the ability to speak English just for us. I liked it. I mean, they still spoke in English, of course. I mean, if you've seen the previews, you know they speak in English because that's what they're doing. But everything was still written in German and was either translated, if you needed to know what it said, or... Hold on, let me tell you about the opening sequence. It starts off with Tom Cruise writing a letter. And he's speaking out his letter, but he's speaking it out in German. And then slowly, the language fades, and it goes from German to English, giving this impression that everyone is actually speaking German, but they've actually translated it. I like that. It was pretty cool. Another thing I liked is the accurate portrayal of Hitler, which, if you're going to be an actor who goes around and plays Hitler, God help you. I feel sorry for you. I really do. But, forgetting that for a moment, I mean... Most people would have Hitler as this energetic kind of psycho screaming at the top of his lungs, because that's what he was in public. But in his private life, Hitler was actually a very kind of crippled guy, especially towards the end of the war. And, they actually had a scene where Hitler comes up to Tom Cruise's character, I can't remember his name, this guy's all over the movie, and, he, holds out his hand, and then he's shaking a little bit, which, he had arthritis, I think it was. I can't remember, but he had a lot of problems. And they only got worse because he was taking medication that was really, really bad for those problems. But yeah, I liked that. I liked how they, they didn't make Hitler this very powerful character as he wanted to be. They showed him as he actually was. It was a very accurate portrayal, and I liked that. And that's really all I liked the movie. I really did, and that's really all I can think to say on it. I liked it. I did. I've said that like 5 times now. But yeah, I just got back from it, actually. And, well, apparently I have something to do, so I'm going to go now. Peace, love, and the inevitable flowers, mi amigos. Mwah. And now I have a new light, so you can see me in all my glory.